Louis here with Status Coup. We are currently just over the border in Pennsylvania, in Darlington, Pennsylvania, pretty close to East Palestine. I'm here with Matt. Matt, I guess to get us started here, you live in East Palestine. You're currently staying over in Darlington right now, while a lot of folks are out of town for all sorts of good reasons at the moment. I guess, do you want to start from the beginning? I mean, how did you find out about the derailment when this all happened initially?
Well, I was at work. Ashley heard a bunch of fire trucks, sirens, and stuff like that. And one of the guys that I work with, his dad, he works for the fire department. So he was like, yeah, there was a derailment of highly toxic chemicals. And I was like, oh no. I texted Ashley and I was like, there was a derailment of toxic chemicals right there. So that's when I knew.
Gotcha. And do you work right in town, or?
I work in Coppell, Pennsylvania.
Okay, gotcha. And then at that point, so your house was in East Palestine. Did you go home after your shift? Did you stay out of there?
Yeah. Nope. Told her to go to her mom's and grab what she could. She did. And yeah, we've been here ever since the first night.
Yeah. And so since that, and I guess y'all are fortunate to have family close enough by where you've got somewhere to go, because unfortunately,
if it wasn't for them, we'd have nothing. I mean, we wouldn't have any place to go because there's nowhere close enough that we could go that within working distance and everything. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, and so many people are struggling to get the assistance money and all this sort of thing, and they don't have a relative, they don't have the money to go get a hotel for weeks on end, sort of thing. So right. That's good that you've got a spot to go at least during all of this. I guess so. Your house right now. I mean, what is it like? Have you been back at all? Just obviously, you've probably gone back in and out to go get some supplies and things like that. What is it like now, back in your home?
At my home, I because I live with my mom and my stepdad, within being there within the first 5 minutes, I didn't like it. It was, you got the chemical taste, you got the numbness of the tongue, numbness of your mouth, the roof of your mouth. It wasn't good. But like my house is also, it's not newly updated. There are some things that are updated, but what I've noticed from talking to residents in town, the newly updated homes are not, they don't really sense anything inside their house. So I don't know if that's the trend that I picked up, but I mean, like Ashley's house and my house aren't newly updated, and we're getting strong chemical smells and stuff like that. But
right, yeah, I mean, it could be something to do with like newer windows and things like this. Might have a better seal and whatnot. But and I mean, in I've been in dozens of homes in East Palestine at this point, and I can attest too. I mean, it's something. It's tough because it's hard to show, right? It's hard to show that your house smells wrong. Right. It's hard to show on camera. So it's unfortunate, but we see people all the time being like, oh, these people are making this stuff up, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, it's not. When you walk into a house and you can immediately, after a couple minutes. Yesterday I was in a resident, Chrissy's house, and I was in there for a couple minutes with her. We started the interview outside, we moved inside, and after about 5 minutes inside, I was like, okay, my eyes are watering enough, like let's get out of here. I mean, yeah. We had
one crew that was at our house. They were filming on the inside of the house. At Ashley's, the guy that was on the front porch, he didn't even go in. He was just a sound guy. He had his little sound equipment on his chest and stuff. He was like, I don't need to go into that house. He was like, I can smell it out here on the front porch. It was like, yeah, it's not fake. I mean, it's for real.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess have your I think you said your mom and your stepdad, have they been able to get out of there for the time being?
They left because their cat was having problems. she texted me whenever I was at work about getting the veterinarian's number that I know of in my family, or my dad's farm when he had it. They dealt with that veterinarian and got them in touch with them, but I haven't heard anything back since.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know my mom is not staying there.
Right.
She's found another place to go. So
Nice. That's good. I mean, at least they've got a spot to go. And I mean, the situation is tough too, because obviously right now, you're fortunate enough to have, again, some friends and family to be able to stay with, but obviously that's not really a long-term solution to some of this. I mean, as you're looking down the line here, what do you think comes next? Like, when do you think you're going to either feel comfortable going home, or what are you starting to have those thoughts about, like, what do you do now?
I do not think we're going to go back home. Pretty much everything we feel is a lost cause. Ashley has 2 little ones. I can't, if it were up to me, if I was by myself, like I told Ashley, I probably would have just been back in my house, but we have the little ones to worry about, and there's no short-term, long-term effects that anybody knows of.
Right.
So how do you
and
base anything off of what your future decisions should be?
Right. And unfortunately, like, that's the lines that they're saying, where it's like, oh, well, we don't know that these short-term health effects that people are having are as a result of this. And, like, frankly, I don't need to be a doctor to tell you that when half a town is all at the same time, dealing with breathing problems, dealing with sore throats, bloody noses, numbness.
To your body.
Yeah, exactly.
I have had, like, it's gonna sound weird, but, like, everything has been, like, bloody that comes out of my nose. And I don't know. It's just, it's a shame.
Yeah. No,
it's a shame.
Agreed. I guess, is there anything else you'd want to share with folks about this whole situation that's gone on that you'd like to get out there?
If you can afford it, get third-party testing.
Mm-hmm.
Do not take what the EPA or what the railroad is paying for to get done. If you can, try to get a hold of a university or get a hold of a third-party company that can do testing for you, and see what their limits are. See what certain things that they can test for, and use your best judgment, because what they're offering is not what you need to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, like, especially in the early stages of this too, basically all of the results were given by this company CTEH, which was hired by the railroad company to come in. CTEH has been hired by Norfolk Southern before. They've been hired by other companies who have had big chemical spills, and their job is essentially,
they don't find nothing.
Right. Every single time they don't find nothing, but you're not going to find anything when you're not looking for the right things, number one, and when you're using instruments that you know what they're going to come up with, and they're doing these broad VOC tests, when in reality, you can't test for all of these chemicals at once with one test. I've done a bunch of digging into the devices and into the chemicals and the chemical byproducts from this, and they know that they're going to come up missing with this. So
yeah, but the workers don't know that. I mean, at the one town hall meeting, I told the one worker, I was like, so, all this equipment, I was like, and how many homes have you been in? She was like, over 500. We haven't found anything. You have found nothing. Really? I was like, well, then either you need to find a new career or you need the right equipment.
Right.
Because there's stuff in our homes.
Right.
I mean...
Yeah, and frankly, to your point too, I mean, a lot of the like lower level employees from CTEH who are actually going to the homes probably don't know. You know what I mean? They're getting trained on how to use it by the company above. They're being told that what they're doing is the right thing. So it's very much like probably not these people who are the actual ones in your homes, but it's the people above them, the people at the higher level where all the money's being made and going in and out. Those are the ones who are kind of pulling the strings on a lot of this, for sure. So yeah, I mean, again. We both kind of said this. You don't need to be a scientist to go into some of these homes in East Palestine and just know that there is something wrong, that there are chemicals present the fact that they go in again and they wave their wand and say everything's fine. It's ridiculous.
It's your the plug-in,
Yeah.
the air freshener.
Yeah.
That's where your VOCs are coming from.
Yeah. Or they painted their room in the last 6 months or something.
Yeah.
So it's probably from the paint, or burning wax candles, or some of the things I'm seeing written on the reports. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.